Hey guys, welcome to another short morning yoga stretch with Arrive Yoga. Today I'm happy to share with you one of my favorite full body stretches for when I'm feeling real stiff but don't have a lot of time. So go ahead, find a comfortable place on your mat, and I'll see you soon. Alright, so go ahead, we're going to start on our backs today. Bring the knees to the chest, relax the head and the shoulders down to the ground. And just give a moment here, bringing the hands to the knees. And then just go ahead and bring the fingertips pointing towards the toes, still holding on to the knees. And then just let the knees fall out to the sides and then becoming heavy forward. You should feel a nice inner hip stretch here. In theory, this is that moment where you want to practice to release all the muscles in the body. I'm just letting the Froki, no. Thank you, my love. Thanks for the kisses. Sorry, little interruption by Froki. As I was saying, you get a nice release in the hips, and the fingertips are the only things kind of gripping onto the knees. Try to relax the shoulders, relax the head, relax all the muscles in your face and the jaw. Don't worry, we'll get in the active side. Just take this well-needed moment to truly press that pause button and to just get your day started. Maybe set an intention for your day. Feel free to rotate, squeeze, and release the toes and the ankles, just getting a nice stretch in the feet. Taking a full deep body breath here, and then exhale, release. Go ahead and bring the knees back in, and then drop both knees over to the left. Extending that right arm out to the side, planting both shoulders into the ground. Taking a deep breath here into the belly. And exhale, letting go. Inhale back to center, hug the knees, swaying side to side just a moment, and then drop the knees over to the right. That should feel real nice. Taking deep breath in, really releasing the body on the exhale. It's a short practice today, but we're still giving ourselves the opportunity to start slow, to slowly enter into our practice today. Whatever judgmental thoughts you may have started your day with, see if you can allow yourself to just let them pass through. Switching to a more positive, a more trustworthy, by trustworthy I mean trusting in yourself. All right, coming back to center. Say hello to Floki. Bringing the feet up towards the sky, and then just bring the hands down beside the hips. Imagine that you're trying to push the sky away, so you're really activating the legs. You're flexing your feet so you're feeling that nice stretch behind the legs. Taking a deep breath in. Notice if you became tense in the shoulders, and just release the weight of your body. Breathing here. If you feel like pointing and flexing the feet, this is a great moment to do so. And then try to softly send the navel into the spine without too much activation, just softly sending the navel into the spine, and feel the arch in the lower back becoming more flat with the ground. Keep on releasing. I'm really getting into this one. Keep on relaxing the feet, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the head, maybe softly moving the head left to right. This is really good for draining our lymphatic system. Our lymphatic system, for those of you who aren't familiar with, is the entire system in your body that activates when you're fighting either a sickness or a cold, or maybe you're tired. So this is a really great way to kind of give your immune system a little boost. All right, go ahead and drop the feet down. We're going to turn to the side and then slowly bring yourself onto a plank pose. Bring right foot back, left foot back. Take a deep breath in here. Spread the fingers as wide as they go. Navel softly into the spine. Tailbone reaches down towards the heels. So it's just to feel that extension in the spine. And then exhale, lift the hips up, preparing for your first downward facing dog. Rotating the legs here. You can switch the hips from side to side. This is that moment where we're going to really reach deep within the hips and the back body, noticing what needs a little bit of release. Bending the knees, lifting the tailbone up towards the sky, releasing the head heavy, releasing the chest down. And even though you're keeping balance and you're staying as relaxed as you can here, you're going to activate the arms, so you're really activating, pushing away from the ground, and feel all the way to the shoulder blades in the back being activated as well. This is great for spine strength, for supporting, and for keeping a nice and healthy spine. Inhale, roll, wave-like motion back into plank. Take a deep breath here. The feet can scoot back a little bit if you need, and prepare for our chaturanga, or knees down first, chest, and then bring it forward. Deep breath in here. Exhale, lift into down dog, keeping the tops of your feet on the ground, getting a nice front leg stretch, and then go ahead and release. Drop left heel down to the ground, right leg reaches up, bend that right knee, and hang it over to the left. Really try to reach that right knee as far up to the sky as you can. Plant your left heel into the ground, and then drop the chest closer towards that left leg. Release the head. Try to bring that right shoulder down so that your shoulders are squared. You should feel that deep opening in that whole right side of your body. One more breath here. And exhale. Bring it back to center. And we're going to bring that right foot forward. Deep breath in here. Take a moment to stretch, opening up the hips. Left hand down, open up, right arm to the sky. Keep that right knee so it's nice and centered above the hips. You're not flaring the knee out. Deep breath in here, wrapping that right arm around to grab that left hip if you wish for a deeper stretch. Breathing in. Exhale, right arm goes back up. Drop that right arm down. Pivot that back foot, and we're going to open up left arm to the sky. You're pushing that elbow against the knee so that you're getting that nice opposition and opening of the chest, opening of the hips. Deep breath in here. Exhale, bring it all the way down. We're going to pivot onto that back heel, coming onto the front toes. Plant your right hand to the ground. Again, we're pushing that elbow against the knee. Deep breath, reaching up. One more breath here. And then exhale, bring it all the way back forward. And we're going to come onto the right side. So your left hand is on the ground. You're facing the right side, and you're coming onto both edges, outer edges of your feet. Reaching right arm up to the sky above the head. And then exhale, bring it down, drop the hips. So here you'll feel a deep stretch in that right hip. Deep breath in, reaching the hips up. Exhale, bring it back down. We're starting to activate the body a little bit deeper. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, all the way back to center. And right foot back. Hang with me if it's getting tired on your arms or your legs. We're almost there. It's a short practice today, so we're really going to use this time to activate. All right, feel free to bring the knees down for a moment if you wish. Rolling the spine up nice and tall. And then we're just going to move the hands, shaking it out. Deep breath in here. Life with dogs. We're just rotating the wrists here, getting all that tension out, warming them up, getting ready for our second side. Bring yourself to plank. Deep breath in here. Lift the hips, bend the knees, and drop down. Drop that right heel down to the ground. Left leg reaches up, bend the knee, drop it to the right. Again, we're going to try to reach that left knee as far up to the sky as possible. Drop that right heel down, and then go ahead, pull that left shoulder back down. squaring off the shoulders. Deep breath here. One more breath. Exhale, back to center, reach it up and bring it forward. Second side, high lunge, taking a moment here, just moving the hips around, getting all the kinks and all the tightness out of the hips. One more breath, and drop right hand down, left arm to the sky, deep breath in here. Keeping that left knee inward, so one indication you can do is just press down into your left big toe. And usually that'll help guide your leg and your knee back into center. Deep breath in, wrapping that left arm around if needed. Bear with me, this is that moment we're waking up our body, setting the tone for our day. One more breath. And exhale, swing it all the way back. Pivot your back foot, plant your left hand, elbow against the knee, and opening up right onto the sky. Deep breath in. Exhaling out. One more breath here. And then exhale, go ahead and bring yourself down onto the left toes and onto that right heel, reaching that right arm up to the sky. Deep breath in here. Exhaling out. Really activating the whole body here. Reach the shoulders away from the ears, opening up the chest, breathing in. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. Right hand to the ground, coming onto both outer edges of both feet. Inhale, left arm to the sky, reaching up. Exhale, dropping the hips. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, final round. And then exhale, coming all the way down, back foot forward. And ragdoll fold, just folding forward, bending the knees, lifting the tailbone, reaching to extend the spine, and then roll it down, releasing the head. Feel free to grasp the fingers in the back of your head and let the arms become heavy, swaying side to side. Take a little moment here. Dropping the hands. Inhale, extend the legs, gauge the glutes, and slowly roll back up. And we're just going to finish our practice with a wide-legged fold, extending the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders up, down, and back, and then exhale, bring it forward. Pulling the hands as if somebody's pulling the hands away from your head, and then bring it back down. So you're really keeping the shoulders far away from the ears. Feel free to bring the feet further apart if needed. And then go ahead and just create some soft little swings or movements if needed. Otherwise, if you're not comfortable yet, keep in center. Better to do less than to do too much and hurt yourself. Breathing in. Exhale, slowly release the hands to the lower back. And then let the hands fall down the sides of the legs, pulling that right hip back as you bring yourself over to that left leg. And the reason we pull our right hip back here is to keep the hips nice and squared. Breathing in, exhaling out. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right, pushing that left hip back this time. Breathing in. Exhale, back to center. We're going to heel toe your feet back into center. And we're going to finish off in our frog pose. Bringing the elbows to the knees. Breathing in here. Exhaling out. Finding that balance, that strength to go throughout our day. If you want to take it a step further here, with your right hand, grab the outer edge of your right foot, pushing that right knee out, pushing both knees out actually, and left hand reaches up. Deep breath in here. Exhale to center, over to the other side, breathing in. Exhale back to center, and coming down into a nice seated position. As usual in my morning classes, I tend to stay away from Shavasana at the end of the class because because I don't want to fall asleep. But if you have the time and you feel like doing Shavasana for your final meditation, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, come into a comfortable seated position, bringing the hands at a comfortable space away from the body. Breathing in. And then bringing the hands together to chest wherever you are. To just take a moment and thank yourself for taking the time to take care of you. To understand that as a form of selfishness that is actually extended off to those that you love. So by taking care of you, you give the opportunity and you be there truly for those that you love. By taking care of you and not running on empty. So, that said, take as much time as you need today to take care of you, to fill up your cup, to be able to give back to those that you care about.